And as always, the only real thing that we do know about anything that the government does is the official story is not the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. How you doing, guys? This is Eric from RuleTheWasteland.com. By now, I'm sure you've all seen it because it's been on like every prepping channel that's out there. The New York City has some department in New York City, I'm not sure exactly what, has released a public service announcement about what to do in the event of a nuclear attack, which is raising eyebrows all over the country. People are asking why now? You know, all these different questions like, this is an interesting kind of thing to just come out of nowhere. And, first off, there are, FEMA type institutions, there's emergency management stuff. They do periodically update their website with these things. Like, that is in their purview to do this stuff. But it is relatively rare, in my experience, for any of these major cities to just, and not, federally based thing to just come out and be like, yeah, make sure you got oh, and by the way, if you need to survive a nuclear attack, here's what you do. Whoa, what? And as always, the only real thing that we do know about anything that the government does is the official story is not the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Doesn't mean that it's a complete fabrication, their story, but it does mean that something is deceptive, something is a lie, and usually the truth is a complete inversion of what they've said, like almost polar opposite. The no need to be worried is usually when you should be worried the most, and oh my God, this is a disaster is usually something to not bother with at all. And so when they've come out and said, there's no particular reason why we're releasing this at this time, I don't tend to believe that for 1 second. Now, probably it's just related to the heightened risk of nuclear incident related to NATO and Russia conflict. That would be my guess. And that there doesn't necessarily have to be a specific threat that they're responding to. But I have heard a few rumors going around. I think it was Angry Prepper Channel and a few others have talked about these rumors of a dirty bomb being in New York City. And so it could be related to something like that. I don't necessarily think that this automatically means there is going to be some kind of attack, but I do think for sure that they have some kind of reason why they release this now. And what's even more curious to me is the fact that this thing looks incredibly, it's very basic, first of all, in terms of the instructions. Not helpful at all to anyone who's done even a modicum of research about what to do in a nuclear situation. But it's also seems to be incredibly quickly and almost poorly made. It's just a green screen woman talk. Doesn't even seem to be like a really great chroma keying of this woman onto the background that's like grainy, almost CG looking, and then it's just like a few seconds long with 3 basic points of get inside, and stay tuned. Officials will send wireless emergency alerts. I think that one's particularly hilarious. Their third bullet point is stay tuned, quote, follow media, sign up for Notify NYC, and officials will send wireless emergency alerts. Okay, so there's supposed to be a nuclear bomb has gone off, supposedly in New York City, and you're going to look at your cell phone. Yeah. So first of all, most of us who have done any sort of research or thought about this expect that if this is some kind of foreign attack, it's very, very likely to be preceded by some kind of EMP, or at least a very, very widespread simultaneous attack. Rogue terrorist type, dirty bomb type thing notwithstanding, a actual nuclear attack is likely to be incredibly widespread and very likely to be preceded by some kind of EMP attack to knock out advance notice and anti-air defense capabilities and stuff like that. And even if neither of those things happen, if you have a nuclear bomb in your immediate area, cell towers still need local electricity. They still need to be standing, and also they still need to be relatively open. If everyone tries to use them at the same time, it's going to have issues. So, you certainly cannot count on your cell phone or social media working in the event of a nuclear attack in a major metropolitan area. That's just retardation. As far as the other advice it goes, it's solid. Like I said, these are really the entire points. Get inside fast, get into a building, move away from windows. Point 2 is stay inside. Shut your doors and windows, get to the middle of the building, get clean immediately, remove any clothing and shower if you had been outside. That's good stuff. They don't mention anything about the potassium iodide, anything about trying to filter what you're breathing. So it's all in all, it's just bizarre because it's seemingly random time. We know there's heightened risk, so that probably is the explanation. It's seemingly rushed, and it's pretty useless in terms of the yeah, sure, there's a lot of normies that don't know these three things, but is anyone really just going to be standing or wandering around outside if they see a giant mushroom cloud go off? No. So, I mean, I guess it could be helpful, but the very basic nature of it, the seemingly rushed, I mean, like, there's plenty of, like, if you watch some of these YouTube prepping channels, like, any of the big ones, you know, Canadian Prepper, City Prepping, whatever, these guys have better produced videos on any of their subjects than this. So it's really bizarre that, especially a major city like New York would release such a kind of just superficial and seemingly rushed PSA and then claim that there was no particular reason why they did this. So I don't believe them, but I don't have any alternate theories as to specifically why it was now. I suspect that it's related to just the increased risk of there being some kind of nuclear exchange. I do think we're probably the highest risk of some kind of nuclear exchange at any point since I've been alive, barring maybe when I was like 1 in the mid-'80s. But I still think it's probably higher then, or higher now than even then. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this thing. If you think there's anything to it, or if it's just a really bizarre choice. And obviously, if you're ready to move past the just don't stand outside portion of nuclear preparedness, head over to Mirror Safety, link will be in the description. Get yourself a gas mask, get yourself some NBC filters, and get yourself some potassium iodide. Those things combined with a basic, decently thought out shelter plan and the ability to stay inside that shelter for 2 weeks or so covers a lot of ground when it comes to nuclear preparedness if you're not in the immediate like blast zone. So let me know what you guys think and get prepared if you haven't already, because it is a possibility. But I don't know what to think about this thing. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll talk to you later.